the dodo before we even truly knew it. So, why does the story of a strange bird that disappeared over 300 years ago still matter so much today? Because the dodo was the first species for which we have a written record of its extinction being caused directly by human activity. It became a powerful symbol, an icon of extinction. When we say dead as a dodo, we're not just using a catchy phrase. We're invoking a story of loss, a cautionary tale that has echoed through the centuries. The dodo's demise was a wake-up call, proving that our actions could have irreversible and devastating consequences for the natural world. The dodo taught us a harsh lesson about invasive species. Before the dodo, the idea that introducing a new animal to an environment could wipe out a native one wasn't widely understood. Now, managing and preventing the spread of invasive species is a cornerstone of modern conservation biology, from zebra mussels in the Great Lakes to cane toads in Australia. We are still dealing with the destructive legacy of introducing species to places they don't belong. The dodo was the first and perhaps most famous victim of this ecological disaster. The story also highlights our responsibility as stewards of the planet. The sailors and settlers in the 17th century likely had no idea their actions would lead to extinction. They were focused on their own survival and prosperity. But today, we know better. We have the scientific knowledge to understand ecosystems, to predict the impact of our actions, and to see the interconnectedness of all life. We can't plead ignorance anymore. The dodo's ghost serves as a constant reminder that we must think about the long-term consequences of our choices, from the products we buy to the policies we support. Looking forward, the dodo's legacy continues to inspire. It fuels the work of conservationists fighting to save today's endangered species, from the majestic tiger to the humble honeybee. Every effort to protect a habitat, to reintroduce a native species, or to educate the public about biodiversity is, in a way, honoring the memory of the dodo. It's about ensuring no other species suffers the same fate. Scientists are even exploring the radical idea of de-extinction, using fragments of dodo DNA to potentially bring the species back one day. While this is still science fiction for now, it shows how deeply the dodo's loss resonates with us. The tale of the dodo is not just a sad story from a history book, it's a living lesson that is more relevant now than ever. It's a call to action, urging us to be more mindful, more compassionate, and more responsible inhabitants of this shared planet. We are the only species that can tell the dodo's story, and we are the only species that can prevent it from happening again. Let's make sure the dodo didn't disappear in vain. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time. If you found this story as fascinating and important as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into our world's history and nature. Let me know in the comments what you think about the dodo story. See you next time. Ever wondered about the dodo? That big flightless bird we only see in cartoons and old drawings. For most of us, The dodo is a symbol of extinction, a creature lost to time. But what really happened to them? Let us travel back to the late 1600s and uncover the true story of the dodo's last stand. Picture this: an island paradise in the Indian Ocean, Mauritius, covered in lush forests with no natural predators. This was the dodo's kingdom. For millions of years, these birds thrived. They were big, weighing up to 50 pounds, with strong legs for walking and a large hooked beak, perfect for cracking open the tough fruits that fell from the trees. Since they had no enemies to escape from, they lost the ability to fly. Why waste energy on wings when everything you need is right here on the ground? Life was good. Then, in 1598, everything changed. Dutch sailors, the first humans to set foot on Mauritius, arrived. Imagine their surprise seeing this strange, fearless bird waddling towards them. The sailors were hungry after a long voyage, and the dodo, having never seen a human, wasn't scared. They were easy to catch. The sailors called them walgogel, which means disgusting bird, because they found the meat tough and not very tasty. But when you're starving on a remote island, you eat what you can find. So, did humans hunt the dodo to extinction? Well, it's not that simple. While sailors did hunt them for food, that wasn't the main reason they disappeared. The real culprits were the uninvited guests the sailors brought with them: rats, pigs, and monkeys. These animals hitched a ride on the ships and swarmed the island. For the dodo, this was a catastrophe. Remember how they lived in a predator-free paradise? Their nests were built right on the ground with just one single egg. This was a perfectly fine strategy when there was nothing around to steal it. But now the island was crawling with egg-eating experts. Pigs would trample the nests and eat the eggs. Rats would scurry in and gobble them up. Monkeys, agile and clever, could easily raid any nest they found. The dodo population didn't stand a chance. For every dodo that was hunted